The Friends and the Drying Lake. In a lush green forest, there lived four friends: Sigi the Wolf, Tobi the Squirrel, Rani the Deer, and Lala the Owl. Despite their differences, they always stuck together and helped one another. One morning, Lala flew from the lake to the spot where her friends were gathering. She looked worried.
There's a problem, friends.
Lala exclaimed anxiously.
What's wrong, Lala?
Asked Rani the calm deer.
The lake is starting to dry up. There's barely any water left,
replied Lala. Tobi the Squirrel, who was always quick on his feet, exclaimed.
What? If the lake dries up, we'll all be thirsty.
Sigi the Wolf thought for a moment and said,
We need to find a new spring in the forest that we can channel into this lake.
That's a great idea.
Tobi cheered, hopping around excitedly.
Let's start right away. Hey, Tobi, wait a minute.
Rani said, stopping Tobi, who was already ready to run.
This forest is vast and the paths are difficult. We need to be careful.
Lala nodded.
That's right. It might be safer if we leave tonight. I can see clearly in the dark and guide you all.
Sigi agreed.
Okay, we'll set off tonight, together.
As night fell, the four friends began their journey. Lala flew low, using her sharp eyesight to spot a safe path.
There's a big tree root ahead. Be careful,
Lala warned. Sigi, walking behind her, snorted.
A root that big? It's easy for me, but make sure Tobi doesn't trip over it.
Tobi laughed.
Don't worry, Sigi. I'm the most agile squirrel in the whole forest.
They continued walking. In the middle of their journey, Tobi, feeling excited, suddenly dashed ahead.
I'm sure the spring is up ahead. I will check it out first. Tobi, don't go too fast.
Rani called out.
Be careful ahead.
But it was too late. Tobi fell into the hole covered with dry leaves.
Ah! Help!
Rani quickly stepped forward and stopped Tobi before he could fall any deeper.
Tobi, I told you not to rush.
Tobi nodded sheepishly.
Sorry, Rani. I get too excited.
Sigi approached Tobi and said,
We all need to be careful, Tobi. Remember, we're on an important mission.
Lala reminded them.
Come on, let's not be careless again. The spring isn't far now.
After some time, they discovered a hidden spring near a small hill. The water was clear and fresh, flowing gently between the rocks.
We did it!
Tobi shouted joyfully.
Great, but we need to find a way to channel this water into the lake.
Sigi said, thinking hard.
I can help make the path.
Rani said,
My legs are strong. I can dig a little along the way. And I can gather branches to hold the water so it flows straight to the lake.
Tobi exclaimed excitedly. Sigi led them as they worked together. Tobi collected branches, Rani dug the path, while Sigi ensured them that the path was straight and safe. After walking all night, the flow of water finally directed toward the lake. As dawn arrived, they watched as water from the spring slowly filled the lake. The four of them cheered with joy.
We did it!
Sigi exclaimed proudly.
All the forest inhabitants will be happy.
Lala smiled. When they returned to the edge of the lake, all the animals of the forest gathered to thank them. Sigi, Tobi, Rani, and Lala smiled at each other. They realized that this journey taught them how important togetherness was.
Without you all, I wouldn't have found this spring.
Sigi said.
And without you, I would have definitely fallen into the hole.
Tobi replied, laughing. They looked at each other and laughed, knowing they had become heroes for all the forest inhabitants. From that moment on, these four friends were known as the protectors of the forest, always ready to help others through teamwork and trust.